So are we live? Are we live? Just let me know. Just take your seats, lady and gentlemen. We should be live any second. Great, so welcome everyone. Welcome to COVID Mobility Race 2020. We are here in Škoda Auto DigiLab in Prague, and this is an online innovation race to come up with new solutions to combat any future viruses, any future crises, to make mobility and cities more resilient. It's first time this is being organized in this format. Some of you who are watching are taking part as hackers, as hacking team. And also it's my pleasure to welcome all the startups and companies that accepted some of our challenges or came up with their own ideas that will be pitched during this 4 days event. My name is Tomáš Studeník, and I'll be your host during the forthcoming 4 days. And I also have distinguished guests here in DigiLab in Prague with me today. And without any further ado, let me welcome Mr. André Werner from Škoda Auto, who will explain why this event, backed by Škoda Auto DigiLab and other partners, is taking place. So I'll cede my spot here to André. André, please join us here.
Yeah, Thomas, first of all, thank you very much. And a warm welcome to all of you out there to this COVID mobility race. And also a personal welcome from my side to the Mayor of Prague, Mr. Chyb. It's really a pleasure to have you here to open up together with you this mobility race. Yeah, it's great to meet you out there and be here together in such a special time. Of course, fully digital and fully virtually. I think all of us were impacted heavily in the past weeks and months by COVID and Corona. And in the meantime, we know that COVID is not just a virus, but it's really a global crisis. It's a really challenging time for the well-being of the global community. Economy not only slowed down, but was sharply stopped. We as Škoda, we had to close down our production for several weeks. We had to close down our dealerships. The customers are not buying the cars anymore, and the markets are in the meantime recovering, but they are recovering very slowly. So in situations like these, you need to change your perception, and you need to ask about your priorities, as well in private, as well in your professional life. And you need to tackle important questions like, what do we really need and want? How to spend time and my resources in the right way? How are we going to work together in the future? On-premise, like in the past, or completely in home office, like in the past weeks, or mobile, or anything in between? What is crucial in life for you, for us? And what is sustainable? And what is only a trend in a fast-moving society? But a crisis is, from my point of view, not only negative. We need to find the positive aspects in the crisis. And sometimes it can be also a turning point. So for this, we need to tackle different fields. First, we need to check our prior decisions. Are they still valid under the common, under the actual circumstances? Second, we need to try to find and keep the positive effects on COVID. For example, my experiences in the past when we worked completely digital, I wouldn't have imagined this 3 months ago, that it is possible. Yeah? So these are definitely positive aspects. And third, we need to understand what has changed in our business environment. We need to see our customers with different eyes. We need to understand what are the future requirements of our customers. And we shouldn't have any fear to be innovative on, or even sometimes disruptive on the way going forward. And that's exactly why you are here, why we are here all together. We would like to find the chances out of the current situation together with you in this new and different format of this year's hackathon. We are in the right space. We are in the Skoda DigiLab. You are virtually in the Skoda DigiLab, and we built this up 4 years ago as our incubator for innovative ideas. We have a great team here. You will work together with the team within the upcoming 4 days. And I think we have out there an amazing group of hardworking and refreshing professionals. So, Skoda Auto DigiLab organized together with our partners the Smart Mobility Hackathon from the beginning in 2017 to support innovation and catch fresh ideas from promising talents. We are very proud that we have our reliable partners that understand the importance of our activities. And this event today is held under the auspice of the Mayor of Prague, Mr. Chyp. And once again, welcome on board. It's a pleasure to have you here. So, good luck to all of you out there. Enjoy the time, and I'm really looking forward for the results on Sunday. Have fun. And now I hand over to Mr. Chyp.
Thank you very much. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to kick off this COVID mobility race on behalf of City of Prague. The mobility is a crucial topic for every city on Earth, but the fact is that COVID-19 actually forced us to reassess what the future mobility should really look like. And I have to say, as a medical doctor by education, and I did the research on the field of various public health issues, I have to say that, first of all, we have to rethink the term safe mobility beyond the simple reduction of vehicular crashes, because we have to think also about the factors like bio safety or public safety to eliminate the risks to passengers and drivers. And the fact is that the safer future of mobility, of course, includes the increased use of automated driving system to support or even replace the human drivers. But the fact is that the crisis showed us that our transport or mobility services are not completely prepared for situations like this. For example, regarding the social distancing, should we apply such measures in the upcoming years or not? Are there any technologies that could help us to reduce the costs and increase the quality? And this is the time when technology comes into play, because at the time of the crisis, it is the best time to implement the new technology that will help us to deal with it. So I'm really looking forward to the solutions that you will find here, and good luck. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mr. Grip, for being with us in this studio that is center of the hackathon. As we heard, this initiative is possible with the support of a number of partners that are keen on making urban mobility more agile and future-proof. So apart from Škoda Auto Digilab and Škoda Auto as the main partners and initiators of the idea, we are happy to have City of Prague supporting the idea, as well as EIT Urban Mobility and a number of partners, including universities such as Czech Technical University in Prague. I thought it would be a good idea to give you some idea as to who is taking part and what countries and regions we are covering through COVID Mobility Race 2020. So as you can see, we have 19 countries in total, over 3 continents. We have 27 mentors coming from all around the world: Czech Republic, India, Israel, China, and other countries. We have 33 startups and companies that applied and will be presenting their ideas to our partners. We also have 147 hackers. Some of you are watching the live stream, so good luck. There are 4 days ahead of really heavy-duty hacking, working, building prototypes of smart mobility solutions for cities around the world. The whole event is happening online. I mean, this is the only physical presence we have in Škoda Auto Digilab in Prague, but all the companies, startups, and participants all around the world are at home or wherever are taking part in this 100% online. So there are lots of challenges. Instead of physical environment, we move the whole thing online, but we are sure that you have amazing 4 days ahead, still without sleep, and 100% focused on delivering your best pitch in front of the partners, again online on Sunday. We have 7 prizes to keep you motivated and excited, but I think the main prize is a chance to show what you can do and attract business partners, cities, and other stakeholders so that your solution can be implemented around the world as fast as possible in all the countries around the globe. And now I'd like to invite Ms. Jarmila Placha, the head of Škoda Auto Digilab here in Prague, to give you a presentation about challenges and reasons why Škoda Auto Digilab is taking part. So Jarmila, go ahead.
And warm welcome to all of you who are online. Warm welcome to the beautiful premises of Škoda Auto Digilab in Prague. I'm very sorry that we cannot have you here like in the previous years, but I'm really happy that we managed to get the distinguished partners and VIP guests today for this extraordinary event. During last 3 years, we have been meeting for the Smart Mobility Hackathons here in Prague in order to develop new mobility solutions and to help our mother company Škoda Auto to be ready for the digital age. This year it's very special. We are meeting only online, and we are also facing you and you as participants online only. I know that we have colleagues, hackers, companies from countries like India, Israel, China, and I would like to all warmly welcome you at the beautiful city of Prague, at the beautiful premises in the Czech Republic. And I hope that you will have a good time with us, because we need your help. In the past, we were asking you to help us to develop futuristic visions of mobility solutions. This is not the case just now. We ask you for help to restart automotive industry. As you know, Škoda Auto has been providing mobility for 125 years. During these days, we became very heavily infected by COVID. We are not the only company, but we believe that every single crisis also brings new opportunities. And that's why we are here. And that's why the event today is not called Smart Mobility Hackathon like during last 3 years, but we called it COVID Mobility Race. What is so different? We are looking for new ideas, new solutions for new challenges brought to us by COVID. But at the same time, we are inviting not only hackers to develop new ideas, we are inviting also existing companies from Israel, China, India to help us with their existing solutions, to help us to solve the problems which were brought by COVID. And that's why also the challenges which Škoda Auto prepared and Škoda Auto Digilab is presenting to you are more tightly connected with the business of Škoda Auto. My colleagues will later on guide you through the challenges, but very shortly I would like to mention a couple of them. During the COVID crisis, our customers could not go to the dealerships, could not go and see the virtual and physical product. They could see it on the web pages, but they didn't have the emotional experience. So the first of the challenge which we would like to present is virtual showroom. How can you transfer the emotional experience of the customers, which otherwise he or she would have at our showrooms? How can we bring the customers to the mutual world of online and offline together? The second big topic during the crisis became delivery. Many of us started to order food, order everything from the e-shops online and expected this to be delivered to our homes, to our offices if we were allowed to work. So the second big challenge is micro-mobility for B2B customers. For those of you who are aware that Škoda Auto Digilab launched e-scooter fleet, we would like to ask you to have a look at the micro-mobility solution and how can we support the local businesses and use the micro-mobility like e-scooters to help local businesses to grow. The third big challenge is, of course, safety, health, and disinfection. What are the new solutions how to keep the shared mobility safe? What are the new liquids, new technologies, how we can protect the shared economy business models? But we are not talking only about shared economy. We are talking about the increased requirements for safety at our dealerships, in the shops, when we meet each other. So health and safety requirements are a big challenge. And last but not least, I'm really happy that today we have online also our colleagues from Škoda Auto Digilab China, Israel and India. And because India is a huge country with a lot of challenges, we decided to announce also a specific challenge for Indian market, and I would like to greet all the hackers and tech companies from India, because I know, guys, there are more than 40 of you already connected. So the challenge is, how can we support the sales and after-sales solution in India for Indian market in collaboration with Indian startups and tech companies. Ladies and gentlemen, dear hackers, dear tech community, dear colleagues, we are really looking forward to receiving your proposals because we need help. We need help to restart automotive. We need help to support the shared mobility services because whether we like it or not, mobility services will continue, whether it's individual mobility, whether it's public transportation, or whether it's combination. And we are striving and looking for new solutions which keep the mobility safe, healthy, and that will help us to find new opportunities, because every crisis means opportunity, and Škoda Auto Digilab is offering a great opportunity for your individual businesses, your new innovative ideas, to grow your ideas with us. I'm personally looking forward to working with you. I'll be spending next 4 days with you, and the winner will have a chance to further develop your ideas with us. Thank you very much. Please be focused, because we need your help, we need your innovative solutions, and we are ready to invest into further development of your great ideas. Let's start hacking together. Thank you.
Well, so thank you again, Jarmila, thanks you, Andre, and Mr. Gzib, the mayor of Prague, whom we have a real pleasure to have with us here at Škoda Auto Digilab in Prague. During this online event, you are watching either as participants of the COVID Mobility Race 2020, or maybe anyone interested in urban mobility and the future of how we move around in cities and beyond. Let me now tell you specifically how this event is going to happen. We'll get into some of the details of how we deal with absence of physical environment during a hackathon and what will replace it. It means how companies, hackers, and all the participants will work during this 4 days online event. There'll be no meetings centrally organized. Everything will be happening virtually, either on Slack or Faceu. So these two platforms will be like the Digilab here. Normally, we would be around here, hundreds of startups and participants, and we will still do this only virtually on Slack or Faceu if you can't access Slack. So these are the two most important platforms. As you can see, I have an agenda here, and it's a 4-day event. We are on Thursday. All the times are Central European time. This is important because we have participants from various time zones, which can be 6 or more hours either forward or backwards. So please make sure you are all synchronized on Central European time, which is the Prague time. It's a challenge to set all the deadlines and times. As you can see, sometimes we try to make it possible for you to participate comfortably, regardless of your time zone. But sometimes you might want to get up a bit early in the morning, or you won't go to sleep until 2 a.m. But it's just 4 days, and the world needs you. So make sure you have the right time zone for all the events. Today, after this opening ceremony that finishes in about 35 minutes at 11, we'll give you half an hour to take it in, start hanging around on Slack and Faceu, and then we'll start directly with challenges presentations. So Jarmila here presented some of the challenges, the 4 challenges that came from Škoda Auto Digilab in Czech Republic or India. We also have more challenges from other partners, so check Slack or Faceu. They are also on the website. You may be watching this stream right now, and we will explain in detail all the challenges and problems we want you to focus on. So tune in at 11:30. We'll be giving presentations on Zoom or Skype about the challenges in details. So what happens then is that we will introduce you the mentors. We have around 27 mentors from around the world, and we have a dedicated 45 minutes where each and every one of the mentors will explain you how she or he can help you with your hack, with your solution. So later on in the afternoon, when you start forming teams, if you don't have a team, don't panic. Most of the hackers that join our hackathons don't have teams, but it happens quite often that actually an impromptu team that meets at the hackathon wins the hackathon. So don't panic. Usually these encounters, online or offline, unexpected ones, lead to the winning team, winning strategy. And you have the whole of today until the evening, Prague time, to form a team, name it, pick a cool name, and decide which challenge out of the 7 challenges you can tackle you'll go for. So that's the afternoon. At 4 o'clock, we have some ideation workshop. Quite often teams are stuck with getting some original ideas, so I will lead personally an ideation workshop, and those of you who know me know that I'm really crazy I don't have any limits in terms of creativity, and I'll try to inspire you how to get really crazy, but still valid business ideas that are feasible and sustainable. So that will happen today. At the end of today, you should have a team, know your challenge, what you'll be working on, and maybe getting some first ideas how to tackle the challenge. On Friday, you really start working, you move from idea to the prototype that you will present on Sunday virtually through a video. So normally you would present live in person, you would give a pitch, but if you applied as a hacker, you will need to put together a really convincing 3 minutes video. That's all you have for your idea. 3 minutes, that's like this elevator pitch. It's really compressed where you need to show your hack, your demo, what you built. So the best is to really show what you built at this event and present it in virtual format. If you applied as a company, you don't have to build anything if you've built something great. But still, if you are in the process of building a great mobility solution, you'll have mentors to maybe fine-tune and finalize your product or service for cities, for customers, for B2B segment. And then you will be allocated a special time, either tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday, where you will pitch live to our partners. So there'll be people from Škoda Auto Digilab, from EIT Mobility, from all our partners watching you live pitch during these 3 live pitches. So you already should have a time where to pitch. You can still fill it in a shared table, and you'll have opportunity to pitch live. So that's the difference between the company participants or startup participants and the hackers who can apply as a team or individuals. So that's very roughly how this will unroll. And on Sunday, we'll have award ceremony where we will announce the winners, present the prizes, and this will happen at 3:30 Central European Time. Again, we'll be here at Digilab broadcasting in the same way we are right now, so you can watch it on our website or on YouTube channels of Škoda Auto Digilab or on the covidmobilityrace.com. You might be watching it right now. So the beginning and the end will happen in the same environment. There is as you can see in red, that's the most important checkpoints if you applied as a hackers. That's this evening. You need to know what you are working on. You need to have a team. You need to have a name of the team, and you need to send it to us via our communication channels. And on Saturday, 10 p.m., you need to submit your demo. Your video must be ready. And you need to fill in something about your hack so that our partners can have the same level how to judge various hacks. So Saturday, 10 p.m., 22 hours Central European Time is when you need to submit the result of your work during this hackathon. Okay, let's hope you get another slide, but I wanted to tell you that we have a team to take care of you during the whole event, and the team, apart from myself as one of the organizers and also mentors, we have Peter, we have Alena and Irka to take care of you. They are here, but you'll meet them on Slack mostly. And I think we should be having one of our partners. Is that correct? We have. Do we have Václav from the Vysočina region on Zoom to join us, to say hello to you all? Just waiting for a go-ahead or no. Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, Václav. You are
Hi,
online
everybody.
now.
I'm online, but I'm trying to use my phone because my computer doesn't work with the Zoom very well. So I'm happy that I could connect. I can see myself on the screen, but I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can all hear you. That's fine.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much. And as the research in our region, we are very proud that we can be partners of this activity of this hackathon. And it has many reasons. We can see the young people working on creative ideas. We can be partners of this kind of big event, so we can share our experience with somebody else. And we also support our students as a team in this hackathon. So that's why we become partner of this activity. We are very proud, and we will looking forward that not only in the topic we applied for this hackathon, which is support of the regional tourism, but we also look forward to see how other teams will participate in other topics and what kind of new solution they can bring to this world, to the IT world. And we also looking forward if we could cooperate with some of the teams in the future to develop the idea to implement in our region. So thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you, Václav. We are sending our regards from Prague, and I will now go back to the to explaining how hackathon will work. We might have later another short speech by Professor Šebek from Czech Technical University in Prague, and he should be tuning in about 5 or 6 minutes. So again, we will have a brief interruption of explaining how the hackathon works, so that he could explain his view on the future of mobility and how innovation events such as this one can help it happen. As I explained, the communication channels are Slack and Facetune, and we will use a lot of Zoom or Skype calls. So that's your tools. That's the replacement of physical interaction that happens normally. So you have these digital tools that work everywhere, or their combination works everywhere. So it doesn't matter if you are based in China, or you are based in Prague, or you are based in the United States. And you should be able to do everything. I just got the message that a mayor of the city of Prague, Mr. Grzyb, needs to leave. There is other engagement that require his presence, so it's been a real pleasure to have you here, and thank you again. Thanks for supporting Online Mobility Race, and I hope to see you soon, which I think we will, because Mr. Grzyb is a really fan of hackathons and innovation events. So thank you again. Thanks for being with us today. Well, and now let's go back to explaining how to communicate during the hackathon. So, as explained, we have Slack or Facetune, we have Zoom and Skype to have video conferencing, a video call, so that we can see each other. And we also have InnoPower platform that will use as a submission platform for your hacks, for your demos, for your solutions. So both companies and participants, individual participants or team participants, will submit the result of their work through questionnaires and videos that are on our InnoPower platform. So you'll be getting links to that platform, and that's where you will fill in your demo and submit it in time. So that's So this is all the communication platforms will be using. There'll be no more. Everything will happen on a combination of these. Now something, a short information about the rules of the hackathon. So the rules differ a bit depending on whether you are a company or a hacker. So if you are a company, as I said earlier, you don't need to build anything. It might help if you are still thinking about upgrading your solution or changing it due to the COVID crisis so that it fits the focus of this mobility race better. Then you can do it, but there is no obligation if you are a company to actually work and deliver original piece of work apart from what you already have. You don't need to take part at checkpoints. That's another interesting phenomenon. Checkpoints are, I think there are 4 or 5 checkpoints during the 4 days where we give you a call, you give us a shout whether you are in time, on time with your solutions, whether you are moving along on a good trajectory so that you can submit your hacks before the deadline. So we'll be organizing a very brief, a very short calls just to make sure that you are on track. If you are a company, you don't need to take part at these checkpoints. Again, if you are a company, participants, at least one person from your team needs to be on Slack. It's the person that represents your company, and if we want to communicate with you via Slack, it's important that one representative, at least, there can be more, but at least one must be on Slack, even if you are a company participant. You'll be filling in the same submission form as hackers. So there are no different forms that a company or hackers need to fill in. They fit both sizes, so there is one single form that both companies and hackers will need to submit by the deadline. The deadline for companies is before your live pitch. So before you pitch to our partners, make sure that you submit the InnoPower form. If you are a hacker, the submission deadline, as I said, is on Saturday, 10 p.m. Central European time, by which time you need to have submitted the form. And I already mentioned earlier, if you are a company, there'll be a pitch slot allocated to you. I think there is a shared table where you can fill in your preferred time. If you have not done so, please do as soon as possible so that we can accommodate for your preferred time. Now, that was companies. Now we have hackers. Very shortly, if you are a hacker, with a team or without a team, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a team, you'll find one. Don't worry, you have the whole of today, the next 8 hours to form a team, find teammates. So don't panic. You still have time. But the rule is, for hackers, you must build something original at COVID Mobility Race. By building something original, we mean either a piece of code, or if it's a hardware thing, you need to build a prototype, a mock-up, something either tangible or intangible, but it has to be a piece of original work that your team will have built at this event. You need then to shoot a video, to make a video where you present this original piece of work. You can, of course, if it's a piece of software, you can publish it on GitHub or elsewhere, and you can provide link to that repository in your form that you'll be submitting on Saturday, 10 p.m. You cannot take part as a single person without a team. You need to be at least, it takes 2 to tango, so you need to at least 2 people make a team. So if you are alone, you need to find at least one partner so that you can form a team and submit your hack. You need to form the team by the end of the day, on the first day. And so far, with our all previous hackathons, everyone has managed to do that. So don't worry, we'll help you. If you are lost, use Slack or Faceshoe and post in team formation. There is a special channel on Slack dedicated to forming the teams. Right. The live pitch will happen only for the winners. So you submit on Saturday 10 p.m. and then on Sunday you'll learn whether your hack has won, has been chosen by our partners, and you will get a chance to live pitch your demo to show what you've built during the closing ceremony on Sunday afternoon. So it's a chance for you to let the rest of the world know, to be part of the live streaming broadcast we have for Sunday afternoon, and but it will be just for the winners. Otherwise, the pitches, the demos happen through the forum, online, through InnoPower forum. So now here is a summary of what you need to submit. That's really important to know what you work on during the hackathon. All the submissions are done through the InnoPower form. If you are a team of hackers, in addition to that, you need to make a video of 3 minutes maximum length. It's not possible to submit longer videos. You run the risk of being disqualified because there is a strict 3 minutes length limit. Really, there is no way you can submit longer video. If it's 1 second longer, we will reject it and ask you to resubmit by the deadline. So really make sure that your video is 3 minutes long at most, so that we have equal conditions for all the participants. This is just to give you some idea how the submission platform works. We'll go through that in detail later on in the hackathon. We'll provide links for the submission, but you need to fill in your name, your team name, your company name. You need to pick the challenge that you are working on, and you need to upload some cover photos so that we get some visual identification of your team apart from the team name. And you need to tell us what problem you are tackling. So you need to write the problem as part of that overall challenge specifically. Then you need to define your solution, describe how you deal with it, technically anyhow, using software, hardware, anything. Then you need to provide some estimate of the impact that your solution makes. And the impact meanings what market it's going to address, how many lives it's going to change and improve, how much money it's going to make, and how many smiles or lives it's going to save. So that's the impact. You can describe it financially, you can describe it in terms of social impact, in terms of happiness, in terms of improving life in cities, reducing, I don't know, stress, health risks, etc. You need to really focus on explaining what impact your solution is going to have. And then the feasibility aspect, that's the last part of the questionnaire you'll need to submit about your demo. Can this solution, your idea, stick in the real world and last? I mean, it's not just a one-off shot. Is it something that can be a service, a solution that will be here in the next 5 years, 10 years, etc. So you need to show some basic business model behind your thinking, how it's going to generate revenue, how is it going to generate users, how it's not going to lose traction, and how you're going to scale it. So when you program or build a software, just don't focus only on the technical issues, on the code. Just think about the impact. whether your solution can be here a longer time. How many clients, people can it attract? How much revenue or happiness it's gonna generate? These are equally important questions, and the partners of the hackathon will look at all of these aspects when judging your hack or judging your company service. So that's really important. The demo video, please submit it as a link to either YouTube or VQQ for China, because we need it as a link, of course, a link that we can access, so please don't make it private, inaccessible. You need to open it to us through making sure that we can click the link and watch the video. I mean, if you send us a link that's not going to work, if you send it before the deadline, like a couple of hours, we can check it. But if you send it on the deadline, the minute you have to submit, then we will have no time to really check and maybe get back to you so that you open the link. So make sure, test the link, whether it can be opened by anyone with the link or as a public video. Right. This is. Oh, there was one. We missed one slide. This is the last part of the questionnaire, but it's really important. We need to assess how much work and what you built during the hackathon. If you are a company, you are fine. You have an existing product. You already built something, and now you try to fit your solution and see how well it tackles the challenges of COVID mobility race. But if you are a hacker, you need to explain us how much work you've done during the hackathon. So you put a link to the code, or you describe what you built, and you also tell us what you had before, or what other APIs or third-party solutions you used for your hack. So it is important to describe what you built and what you already had, and what are the next steps, because our partners want to know, well, in case they like your solution, what do you propose, what we should do? The next step is to finalize the prototype. Is it to arrange a meeting? Is it to get some customers for a pilot, or what? So please tell us specifically what your team would like to happen next in the submission. And now the prizes. We have, I think, 7 prizes altogether. And these 7 prizes are either project support. You can also check them on the website. So if you are watching the stream right now, and you can scroll down, or they should be now up and running on the screen. So the prizes are either project support. It means you get best of expertise of Škoda Auto DigiLab in Prague or in India. So this is mentoring, supporting you with prototyping, piloting, consultancy services, so that you can develop your idea into a validated prototype by Škoda Auto DigiLab. That means that this could potentially maybe be part of the global services that Škoda Auto DigiLab is offering around the world. There are some cash prizes, meaning you get money from other partners. We have the EIT Urban Mobility that offered a nice cash injections to keep you going, lets you buy some hardware licenses to finalize it. We also have the Vysočina region from the Czech Republic that has some cash prizes. And then we have other prizes by other partners, such as co-working in Prague. When you come to Prague in the future, you can get your seats in one of the coolest and nicest co-working places in the central in the center of Prague. You can have legal services to, maybe if you come from India or China and would like to start your business, set your presence in the European Union. Mavericks legal agency can help you just to do that with the support by experts. We have Futureport Prague, which will be happening in autumn, again online. It's one of the, it's the biggest Central European event for innovation. There's conferences, there are showcases of, it lets you peep in the future, what's going to happen next. And you'll get, your whole team will get free tickets to this exclusive top innovation conference and summit. So there are lots of prizes. This is next the team, just to make sure when you meet us on Slack online, we are physically here in DigiLab in Prague, but you will recognize us by having an org behind our names. You'll recognize the mentors through this signage on Slack, just to make sure you know who the organizers are. If you have any question, you can ask any of us. You can ask me, Peter, Alena, or Jirka. On Slack will help you to deal with whatever issues you may have. So I think we pretty much covered the nitty-gritty things of how it's going to unfold. I know you might have a lot of questions, so if you take part at the hackathon, just don't hesitate to ask on Slack or Faceu immediately after we finish with the opening ceremony, which will happen in 7 minutes time. So you can jump on Slack, or even now you can start writing. We have Alena on Slack, and she'll be answering your questions. And I just got a message that Professor Šebek from Czech Technical University in Prague is online, and so it's my pleasure to invite him to tell us something about the future of mobility and his view on what is to come.
Hi everybody, can you hear me?
Yep.
Great. So welcome. I love what I have seen so far. I really regret that I personally cannot be more actively involved. I was invited by Tomáš, but unfortunately I had to decline because I'm too busy with my other business, which is actually evaluating of Czech results, Czech research results in the field of science, technical sciences and engineering. I am chair of the committee that handles this. And by the way, so far, I have went through hundreds of results done 2 years ago, and from the field that discovered by the hackathon, I didn't find anything really surprising and special. So I hope you all will be more creative and more visionary. I wish you good luck, definitely. To tell you more details about what we do in those fields in my department, is the Department of Control Engineering, which somehow control means that we may try at least to control everything. So we are involved in many different fields. From those who are close to the topic, we develop new methods to automatically control charging of batteries to be used in electric cars. This is quite complicated actually, because the batteries should be charged as soon as possible and the temperature should be reasonable, and there are many other technical restrictions. So this requires really very sophisticated methods, which are mostly out of the expertise of companies, so that the research institution like we can and should help. We have a good contract with Porsche Engineering Services to develop new methods. So this is a topic which is, say, really current. For more visionary topics, we do a lot of work in network systems, which can be used in driverless cars. I consider the concept of driverless car already an industrial topic, a university cannot contribute so much. So we go one step ahead, and we deal with formations of those cars, so-called platoons. So if you imagine 10, 20 driverless cars running on a highway or in a city, this situation can bring additional problems. We have recently tried in a nice experiment. We collected about 10 cars with autopilots and let them drive in a formation, one next to each other, and immediately we face problems. So current autopilots for cars are not ready for platooning, definitely. And as for even perhaps more visionary topic, we try to do something which is well used in aerospace and which is called fly-by-wire. So that in between the pilot and the engines and the control part of the airplane, there are wires, there are computers that can help. While in cars, nothing like that exists. In that sense, car manufacturers are, I guess, about 100 years after the aerospace manufacturers. So we try to do something, and the electric cars are the right start with this, because in contrast to traditional cars, in an electric car, we can have a separate engine located at each wheel, so that we can separately control not only braking, but namely traction of every wheel separately. And even more, we can even turn the wheel, we can change the direction that each wheel goes separately. This is something which has no direct application at the moment, because the currently produced cars are not ready for this. So we are constructing our own car, which would allow this, and this will help much better control the car. It will be much safer. Even older people like myself would be able to drive the car fastly and correctly. So that's about what we do, but I'm looking forward what you can invent and create at this hackathon, and I only wish you good luck in your job. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you, Michael, for letting us peep into your research interests and on which topics you focus together with your students. So there is lots of, even maybe some of your students during the hackathon are taking part as members of the teams. So thanks again for wishing us best luck. We are approaching now the very end of the opening ceremony, and I'd like to tell you what happens next after we finish in 2 minutes with the opening ceremony. You'll have half an hour to maybe look around on Slack or Faceu, start looking for your team members. If you don't have a team, if you are on your own, jump directly into team formation channel on Slack, and pitch yourself to the rest of the participants. It's important not to publish great too long pieces of text. No one has time for this. This will be very fast, very dynamic environment. You need to explain what you can do, how you can contribute, what your expertise is, and just make yourself human. Put some smiles and emojis in, or pictures, so that the rest of the people can get the look and feel of your personality and how you can be a valuable part of a team. So I would suggest you jump on Slack, start forming teams, and in half an hour, at 11:30 Central European Time, which is in 30 minutes, we'll start with challenges calls. So there'll be challenge presentations. There are 6 challenges plus your own challenge, which you can also focus on. So there'll be separate Zoom calls or Skype calls focusing on each of the challenge, and lead mentors will explain each challenge in details. And there'll be also question time on the Zoom calls. So make sure you hit the right link for the challenge in 30 minutes. What you find on Slack is channels for each of the challenges. So the links will be there, and also there is a special channel for all the links for all the calls that will happen during the hackathon. And again, if you are lost, you can use the queries channel for any questions you might want to ask. Well, we are now on Thursday, day 1 of the hackathon, of the race, open both to companies and hackers. It's the first time we are doing this in this dynamic format, which make it possible for our partners to get some ideas about the services and products to push mobility forward and make it more resilient in the future, as well as we are looking for best talents, best teams that are able to develop an amazing prototype for the 6 or 7 challenges that we have published, which you can learn more about in 30 minutes. I'll see you again in 30 minutes because I'll be presenting the open challenge. Mostly it will be questions, but I'll also see you at this same setting in 3 days' time on Sunday at 3:30 Central European Time, when we'll have the pleasure to announce the winners, and those winners will give us a live pitch, a live presentation of their hacks. So that's it. Thank you for being with us wherever you may be around the world for the last 1 hour for the opening ceremony. My name is Tomáš Studeník, and I'm the organizer and one of the mentors of the COVID Mobility Race, which we are organizing for the first time in 100% online format, thanks to Škoda Auto Digilab and other partners, to make cities more resilient, more future-proof. We take the current crisis as an opportunity to innovate and to create a future for cities around the world. So that's the last thing from my side that you'll hear in the opening ceremony. Thank you for watching, and get ready in 30 minutes or 27 minutes to be precise. We are starting with challenge introduction in separate Zoom or Skype calls. Jump on Slack and hit the right link. So again, I'll see you soon, and I'm looking forward to the pitches you will present in live ceremony as winners of the hackathon of the COVID Mobility Race on Sunday at 3:30 Central European Time. So best of luck, and enjoy yourself.